Hey guys, let's play some Fall Classic Baseball. I'm replaying the 1990 season. This is a June 28th game between the Cincinnati Reds at the New York Mets Shea Stadium. It's going to be Jose Rijo versus Dwight Gooden. I'll have some stats for you in a minute. Billy Hatcher is leading off in left field. Larkin, the shortstop. Sabo, the third baseman. Eric Davis in center field. O'Neill batting fifth in right field. Sixth is Benzinger, the first baseman. Oster, the second baseman. Oliver, the catcher. And Rijo, the pitcher. For the Mets, it's Johnson, third baseman. Magadan, first baseman. Jeffries, the second baseman. Strawberry cleanup in right field. Kevin McReynolds, the left fielder. Darrell Boston in center field. Mackie Sasser, the catcher. Kevin Elster, shortstop, and Dwight Gooden, the pitcher. Dwight Gooden did not have a bad year. He was actually had quite a good year, 19-7. Wow, 1.29 WHIP. His strikeouts really dropped. 233, but about a one inning. 233 innings, 223 strikeouts. Um, complete games only two, and but he did start 34 games, so he was fairly durable. And let's do it. Here's a pitch, Rijo, who was 14-8 with a 1.1 WHIP. He's doing fairly well in our replay, and that's going to be a 25. We got to use a D20 instead. A 25. I don't like that color. Let me see if I get a different color. Yeah, I'll use the green. 25 is going to be an out, kind of an out. A 10 is a line out to right field. Right there, positioned perfectly, is Darryl Strawberry for the first out of the game. This game plays very, very quickly, so stay tuned. It flies by. Barry Larkin, he's a right-handed hitter. Oh, wait a second. Oh, my God. Didn't matter because the first out came off the batter card. I had the pitchers reversed. Didn't matter. All right, here's Barry Larkin versus Dwight Gooden. Both B pitchers, by the way. It's a 64. It's blank there, so you go to 64. Strike three. Larkin's out on strikes. Two out. Here's Chris Sabo. Sabo's batting a little bit over 300. 45 will be a K. It's a blank and then a K. And back-to-back Ks to end the inning for Gooden. And now in the bottom of the first, Howard Johnson, switch hitter, batting from the left side. That's a 55. That's a drive down the line into the corner. And it's going to be played by O'Neill in right field. Digging for second is Johnson. Here's the throw, but Johnson slides in there ahead of the throw. So it's a leadoff double for Howard Johnson with that big double 55. Here's Magadan, another lefty. 66. Uh-oh. And that's going to be over the center fielder's head. It's going to hit off the base of the wall. Playing it in center field is Davis. Coming around to score is Hojo easily. And the Mets, just like that, back-to-back doubles to start off the game. Lead it 1-0. Next is Greg Jeffries, another switch hitter batting from the left side, and that's a 61 this time. He checks his swing. The check with the third base umpire went around, and Jeffries doesn't agree. Thought he held up. Has a couple of words in his own defense, but to no avail. Will not convince anybody here. Darryl Strawberry, another lefty. 4 lefties in a row, a 15, and that'll be a 1-8. That's a bouncer to second base. That'll move Magadan up. Up with it is Oster, Ron Oster. And Magadan sits at third base with 2 outs. And here's Kevin McReynolds. Rijo checks in with Oliver for the sign and deals. And that's a 15, and that will be another bouncer to second base. Oster, easy play. 1 run on 2 hits. 1-0 Mets lead it here at Shea Stadium. Eric Davis, top of the second. And it's a 45, which will be a strikeout. 3 in a row for Doc Gooden. Next is Paul O'Neill, and that's a 54 chart. And that's going to be an error check with a 20 against the right fielder, Strawberry. You know what? I'm just going to check his card right at this point because I don't want to. And in right field, he's a 2 error, so he'll make that running catch. F9. And next is 2 outs, and Todd Benzinger, switch hitter, 31. That's bounced up the middle and through into center field. So a 2-out single for Benzinger. Little ground, seeing eye grounder through the hole up the middle. And that's a 22, which will be a line drive, base hit. So he rips one, and runner will hold. Hits one to center. So first and second with 2 outs. Played on a hop by the center fielder, Mookie Wilson. No, I'm just kidding. Darryl Boston. This is 1990. Mookie Wilson's gone a couple of years now. I think it was 88 that he left, I believe. 89, 88 maybe. Joe Oliver. Now, Joe Oliver's a guy who he's hit into such good luck this season that I actually write what I roll for him. And it's usually he finds a hit no matter what I do. It's pretty amazing. He's a 230 hitter who's batting, I think, over 300. And a 35, and that's going to be bounced up the middle, base hit, and that may drive in a run. Told you. And no, they're going to hold him up. It's a ground ball up the middle and through again. But the bases are loaded. 3 consecutive singles off of Dwight Gooden. And here's a pitcher, Rijo. Here's a pitch. And a 64 will be strike 3, and that ends the inning. 4th strikeout of the day for Gooden. But Gooden gives up 3 hits, and the Reds fail to do anything. They leave the bases loaded. Bottom of the 2nd, Darryl Boston. And a 53 with an 11. That's going to be a range check to the shortstop. Shortstop is Larkin. Larkin is better than that. I got to get the chart. Got to get to the chart. Where's the chart? Where's the chart? There it is. No, there it is. Larkin is a 13, so he'll make a diving play, up with it, throws to first, and in time. So he gets Darryl Boston by half a step. Nice play. Ranging was Barry Larkin. Here's Mackie Sasser with a 56, and he swings and misses at a high fastball from Rijo. And Kevin Elster now, not much of a hitter from what I remember, at 23, and he swings and misses. So 3 strikeouts on the day for Rijo, who's has a low ERA in our replay. Extremely low. He's pitched very well. All right, here is the leadoff batter, Billy Hatcher, with a 46 and a 5, and that will be pulled foul. So he got good wood on it, but pulled it ahead of the pitch. And here he gets a second chance, and here he's going to lift one, left field. Left fielder, who's out there? That's McReynolds. 1 down. Next is Larkin, who struck out in the first inning, and a 42 here, ball 4. He walks. Larkin is on at first. Sabo now, and I do hit and run with Sabo. He's a hit and run guy for whatever reason. And that's 6 on the 24. Well, I got a lot of games going on here. I got a lot of stuff all over the place. Let me see. Got to get to that little card. That's a hit and run card. And it's a 624, and that's going to be a grounded ball right back to the pitcher, Gooden, and Gooden can only go to first with it, so that puts a runner in scoring position. 1-0 Mets. Here's a pitch, and that's a 64, and swings and misses. Eric Davis swinging out of his shoes. No runs, no hits, so walk. And here's Dwight Gooden. Plays very quickly and has very, very excellent detail with no efforts, no extra rolls. Everything is just wrapped right up into the game. All right, so Dwight Gooden is batting against Rijo. He should make an easy out, and he swings and misses and strikes out. Number 4 for Rijo, and now the top of the order. This is the 2 batters that gave Rijo trouble in the first. Let's see what happens here. A 21, and he chases a curveball in the dirt. Howard Johnson strikes out. That's number 5. A lot of strikeouts today. And here's Rijo against Magan, and another one. Strikes out the side. That's 5 in a row for Jose Rijo. No runs, no hits. 3 up, 3 down. Super easy inning. And Rijo is looking sharp, to say the least. Over on the other side, it's Gooden, who's got 5 strikeouts. And here's Paul O'Neill. And that's a swing and a miss, and he goes down on strikes, number 6. So we got 2 big strikeout pitchers going at each other here. Here's Todd Benzinger with a 46 and a 15, and he pops it up. He's batting from the left side. That'll be to the right side, third baseman over. And who's third baseman? And Johnson makes the catch in foul ground. That's a ballpark card, off the ballpark card. And next batter is Ron Oster, who swings and misses at a fastball to end the inning. That's strikeout number 7. Yikes. No runs, no hits. 3 up, 3 down. And it's Jeffries leading off here. He struck out in the first. Here's a pitch from Rijo, and that's a 41. That's ball 4. So walking is Jeffries. He's on a first. Next up is Darryl Strawberry with good power, and that's going to be a 63, which will be a strikeout. So he fans Strawberry, number 7. And Kevin McReynolds, another big power hitter with a 33 this time. That's going to be ripped to center for a base hit with 1 out. There's going to be an assist play by the center fielder. My center fielder is Davis. And Davis from center field to throw out to pick up an assist is going to be, where'd that go? Oh, Jesus. Is going to be, Davis is going to be a 2. So 1 and a 2. He's thrown out a third, and no, he's safe. So Jeffries hustles over to third base. And it's first and third, and it's Darryl Boston. Now, sometimes I could play. You can play safe, and sometimes you can decide if you're going to send them. Other times, the players just decide to go on their own, or the third base coach decides he's going to go. And in this case, he was correct. And I was right. Here's Darryl Boston with first and third. So Rijo has got a little bit of a situation. How are we going to play this? We're going to play the infield in. And here's the pitch. And that's a 65 with an 11. And that's a pitcher home run. And that's going to be an out. An 11 is going to be a ground ball. Ooh, who's that 2, though? Who's that 2? That's a ground ball with a 5 to the third baseman. So the runner at third will hold on this. Okay, he will hold because it's to the second base or shortstop. He would have scored on that 11. I've got this memorized. And so he holds on that. And now it's going to be Mackey Sasser with second and third and 2 outs. A big pitch from Jose Rijo. Now, Mackey Sasser is a 307 hitter, whereas Elster is a 200 hitter. So that's 100 points. We're going to intentionally walk Sasser and pitch to Elster here in the bottom of the 4th. Let's do it. See what happens. See, hopefully this doesn't backfire on us. And it does. He gets a hold of one and drives it down the line, and that's 1 hop into the corner off the wall. 1 run scores, 2 runs score, 3-0 Mets, and F scores. Mackey Sasser, I don't know if he's F. He's an S, so he will hold up at third base. Yikes. 2-run double by the guy who you'd least expect to hit a double, but with that 66, what are you going to do? He could have been a grand slam home run. So it's 3-0 Mets, and here's Dwight Gooden, which should be an easy out for Rijo unless he walks him. 51, that's going to be an error check. And a 51 is third base, and that will, and Sabo is a 7 at third base. So, no, he's actually a 4 at third base. So he'll make the play, and that'll end the inning. But the Mets pick up a couple of big runs on a 2-out double by the guy you'd never think would kind of do that to you. So they walked Sasser, a 300 hitter, to pitch to the 200 hitter, and what does he do? He belts a double. So 2 runs on 2 hits and 2 walks. And the Mets lead it here at Shea Stadium in Flushing, beautiful downtown Flushing, Queens. Just a hop, skip, and a jump from Manhattan. And in 1990, prices are good. Get into the market down here. Buy yourself a condo. Get yourself a 1-family house right in this neighborhood, because they're going to shoot up, and in 40 years they're going to be worth about $1 million more. All right, here's Joe Oliver. That's a 56, and he swings and misses, strikes out. Next up is Rijo. He'll be batting, and he will Fly out, shallow fly. Racing in is the center fielder, Darryl Boston, and he gets there. Makes a nice running catch. And with 2 out, it's Billy Hatcher. Pitch from Dwight Gooden, the righty, and that's a single against a lefty. Otherwise, it's a ground ball hit hard down the line. Third baseman, nice play. Johnson with the throw, high throw, but a nice stretch by the first baseman, Dave Magadan. No runs, no hits. Now, this is the year they traded Keith Hernandez, I believe, or they traded Keith Hernandez right before this season because Magadan replaces Hernandez at first base and does a good job and has a good year. Let's look at Dave Magadan. Well, hold on a second. Let's look at what did I do with Dave Magadan? Where do you go? Put him in here. Hold on a second. Did I put him down here? Oh, goodness gracious. Help me. All right. Magadan batted .328. That's the type of year he had. Hit only 6 home runs, 6 triples, 28 doubles, but batted .328. So he had a good season. Played 144 games, 451 at bats at first base. Most of it a range of a 20. Wow. So he was an outstanding range with a strong arm, had a lot of double plays. Anyway, all right, Rijo in the bottom of the 5th. He trails 3-0 to the Mets here at Shea Stadium. It's Howard Johnson, Dave Magadan, and Greg Jeffries. And a 55, and that's going to be a line drive, and that's going to be base hit, and he's going to try for 2. The throw to second. That's a second leadoff double for Hojo. Here's Dave Magadan with a 33, and that's a single. Let's see if that'll score, and he does. Oh, wait. A&W left fielder. A.W. Root Beer. Left fielder is Billy Hatcher, and Hatcher in left field is an A-arm, so he will come around to score. That's the 4th run. RBI single for Magadan. Next up is Greg Jeffries. Here's the pitch, and a 65. That's a pitcher home run on a 16. It won't be. It's going to be a 6-4 fielder's choice. You need to have, on this result, you need to have a strong-armed shortstop, and I don't. Hold on here. Where the heck is my fielding chart? What did I do that? Okay, that's not it. Hold on a second. Yeah, on a 16, it's a ground ball to shortstop, but you need to have a strong arm to make that a double play. So it's a fielder's choice. Greg Jeffries is on at first. Next is Darryl Strawberry, big power hitter. Here's the pitch from Rijo. He better proceed with caution. It's a 45. That'll be an out. This time it's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. So it's a ground ball, tailor-made double play ball to Larkin, who flips to Oster, back to Benzinger. And it's a 6-4-3 double play. They retire the side. 1 run on 2 hits. And tough because it's 4-0 now. Mets ahead in the top of the 6th inning. Barry Larkin leads off. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk, and he will ground out here to the first baseman. That is Magadan. Makes a nice play, and he steps on the bag. Next up is Sabo with a 23, and he grounds out, this time to the third baseman. Third baseman Hojo, long throw, scooped out of the dirt by Magadan. Nice play. And it's Eric Davis with a 65. That's a deep drive, and that ball is caught. Lines it to the warning track, and right there is Strawberry. 3 up and 3 down. So pitcher home run card, 1 to 5, but I rolled a 10. All right, next one. 6, bottom of the 6th. McReynolds leads off against Rijo. 14, and that's going to be a line drive caught by second baseman Ron Oster, who's positioned perfectly. Went up and brought it back down. Darryl Boston is next with a 61. Struck him out. That is strikeout number 8 for Jose Rijo. And Mackey Sasser now with 2 outs and nobody on, and a 24 will be a hit by pitch with an 8. Too high. Cracked to center, and center fielder Davis makes the catch to retire the side. Top of the 7th. Here we go. Paul O'Neill leads off against Gooden, 14. And that's a fly ball center field. On the run is Boston, and Boston with a nice running catch. Got a good jump, a good read on that ball. Here's Benzinger, 21. He swings and misses. Strikeout number 8, 9. And here's Ron Oster. Oster had a good season, 299 and 150 at bats, and a 14 is not going to do it. He's going to bounce out to the second baseman. Who is that over there? It's Jeffries. Jeffries seems to play all the positions. No runs, no hits, 3 up and 3 down again. That's 12, 13, 14 in a row for Dwight Gooden. And bottom of the 7th, Kevin Elster, Dwight Gooden, and then Howard Johnson. I'd like to get 2 pitchers to go the complete game. But we'll see what happens. 62, and that's a strikeout. Number 9, Elster. With nobody on, he strikes out. When we needed to strike him out, he doubled with the bases loaded. Picked up a couple RBIs in that 4th inning. Otherwise, the game would be 2-0. Here is, oh, look at that. Strikes out Gooden with a 53. That's a range check, but that too, you got to check the, what's it called, the KD number. And Rijo has a 1-4. I rolled a 2, so that's a strikeout. Number 10 on the day. So he's having some kind of day here, Rijo is. Showing off a little bit in New York. And New York gets your adrenaline going, you know. And that's going to be a 32, and that will be a pop-up right around home plate. Catcher Oliver, he's there, puts it away to retire the side. 3 up and 3 down, go to top of the 8th. Oliver leads off. We're going to have a pinch hitter coming in for Rijo. Here's a pitch. Oliver with a 41. That's ball 4. Gooden walks him. Going to have a pinch hitter coming in. Hal Morris, runner on first. Playing it safe for 15, and that's going to be a ground ball to second. This could be a double play. Hold on a second. Second baseman is Jeffries. What does it say? Ground ball to second off a lefty. It's going to be, yeah, with a 5. It's going to be a double play. Jeffries is a W, so he fails to turn it. 4-6. Struggles to get it out of the glove. And no double play because of Jeffrey's weak arm at second base. And Billy Hatcher here, his pitch from Gooden with a 46 and a 4. That's going to be a drive in the gap. That's going to score a run. So a double, and there goes the shutout. RBI double here in the top of the 8th for Billy Hatcher on the ballpark card. That's a 4-all score. And Gooden is still okay. Gooden is still good. It's 4-1 now here in the top of the 8th. So the Reds have a little going. Here's Barry Larkin, always dangerous. Barry Larkin with a 33, and that's going to be ripped. Will anybody get to it? No, it's a base hit. And oh no, it's got crazy. We're down by. We're going to hold him up. It's going to hold up. We're playing it safe here in the 8th inning, and it's going to hold up. All right, Sabo first and third. Now we got some arms going in the bullpen, but I'm trying to get Gooden. Gooden only completed 2 games, so I should really pull him. Let him go one more batter. He's got 1 out. He's falling apart here in the top of the 8th inning. First and third, the tying run is at the plate in Sabo. Let's see what happens. Here's the pitch. That's 66. Oh my God, another 33, and that's going to be a base hit. So 1 run scores for sure, and a W arm and left. McReynolds arm and left is an A, so actually he's playing safe, so he will pull up anyway. So he will pull up, but it's an RBI single. And that's going to be it for Gooden. All right, it's Pena coming in. He will face Eric Davis with runners on first and second. So the tying runs, it's 4-2 now, the score. Tying runs are on base. Here's a pitch, and that is a 21, and struck him out. Big strikeout for Alejandro Pena. John Franco's the Mets closer, and O'Neill is up. So we're going to go to the bullpen and bring in John Franco. And Franco will be a B because he is a lefty. And he comes in to face the lefty O'Neill. We will let O'Neill face Franco here. And we're just going to do these. Makes it easier for me to read. You do have splits in this game, so Paul O'Neill does not hits righties well, does not hit lefties well. I could bring in a righty to pinch hit, but I don't want to do that right now. Could bring in Braggs, actually. Let's see. Where is he? He's a hitter who... Do I have him? Can I find him? That's the question. No. Okay, so I rethought this out, and if I bring in Franco right now, the left-hander, they're going to bring in a 300 hitter. O'Neill batted 270. They're going to bring Reds are going to bring up. They're going to call Braggs to pinch hit, or they're going to call Mariano Duncan to pinch hit. So what I want to do here is I'm going to allow Pena, who's got a good card, to pitch to the lefty Paul O'Neill with 2 outs and 2 on, and then in the 9th inning I will bring Franco up. So that's what I'm doing right now. I kind of changed it up a little bit after I thought about it. So let's do it. There's 2 outs. There's 2 on. The score is 4-2. We're in the top of the 8th. The Reds are trailing. Rijo just kind of struggled. He didn't pitch poorly. I mean, he didn't pitch great, but he gave up a couple of back-to-back doubles in the first. Then a crazy bases loaded 2-out double to Kevin Elster in the 4th, and then another double and single in the 5th. And he was pinch hit for here in the 8th. Then he retired 8 in a row. So anyway, kind of on and off day for him. So let's do it. Here is Paul O'Neill, who was 0 for 3. He's flat out twice. He struck out with the tying runs on base. First is second. At second is Larkin. At first is Sabo. And here's the pitch from Alejandro Pena. And that's going to be a 13, and it will be a fly ball, left center field. Over is the left fielder. McReynolds calls for it and makes the catch to retire the side, just like that. So the Reds do pick up 2 runs on 3 hits and a walk. And in the 9th, it will be Franco. So it's going to be Dave Magadan leading off. The Rijo is out. And we're going to bring Dibble. Actually, they got a bunch of lefties coming up. Let's go with Carlton. We're going to go with Carlton. And let's write him in. Let's see what kind of stuff he has. He will have his A stuff. And let's do it. Bottom of the 8th, he will be facing Magadan, Jeffries, and Strawberry. Here's a pitch. It's a 53 and an 18. Ooh, that's real high. Nobody's going to get to that. That's going to be a base hit to center, and it drops in front of the center fielder, Davis. Just no way he's an 18 out there. Off the top of my head, Davis is just not an 18 out there. That's all. Yeah, he's just not an 18. Let's see. I have the information here somewhere. I'm not going to look for it now. All right. So it's a single to center. Up next is Jeffries. Jeffries is a hit and run guy, so I'm going to try hit and running with him. And I got the hit and run card here somewhere. Here next to me. Here's the pitch, and there goes the runner. Oh, and that's going to be a ground ball to third. Runner will advance. So too bad, because that was a 55. That would have been the 1-18 double and a triple. So instead, it ends up being a ground ball to third. Darryl Strawberry, pitch from Norm Carlton, and that is a 43, which will be 1-16 base on balls, and it's a 3, so it is ball 4, and he walks Strawberry. That puts runners on first and second. Next is Kevin McReynolds, the righty. Pitch to Kevin, and that's a 24. That's a hit by pitch 1, but that's a 20, so that's going to be a line out. And it could be a double play, and it's a line out to second base, and it's not a double play. L4, either 2 or 3. And Darryl bought 2 or 3 or 12 and 13. And Darryl Boston with 2 out and 2 on in the bottom of the 8th. The Mets are up 4-2 here at Shea Stadium in Queens, New York, Flushing, New York. Here's the pitch, and that is a 14, which will be a fly ball right field. Over coming together is Davis and O'Neill makes the call to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, a walk, 2 left, and we go last licks for the Reds. And now comes Franco, John Franco. We rolled for him earlier, and he was a B, so he will stay a B. All right, and he faces Todd Benzinger, who's 1 for 3, then Oster, who's 1 for 3, and Oliver, who's 1 for 2. Oliver always finds a way. He walked once, he singled once, always finds a way to. He's batting over 300. It's a 230 hitter with no hits on his card, which is pretty amazing. I mean, he has a hit or two, but he's not a 300 hitter. But he just finds the hits. All right, here it is. Todd Benzinger. Pitch from Franco. That's a 22, and that will be popped up around the plate. Catcher Mackie Sasser makes the catch. 1 down. Next up is Ron Oster. And that's a 24, and that's a cracks one to center. High fly center field. Drifting under it is Boston, and that is out number 2. So Franco is 1 out away from a save. And Gooden from a victory here, 4-2 over the Reds. And now it's Joe Oliver, the guy that finds hits no matter what. Here's the pitch. And a 12 will be a ground ball to third. Picked up by Johnson over to first, and that's the ball game. Reds are defeated by the Mets. The Mets win it by a score of 4-2. So that was a nice game. So 4-2 Mets, and we had. All right, so the recap. Final score is 4-2 Mets. The Mets are 4-7-0. The Reds were 2-6-0. Rijo gets the loss at 6. He goes to 6-6. The victory goes to Dwight Gooden, 8-5, with Franco picking up his 13th save. Gooden went 1.1, 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. Rijo went 7, 6 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, and 10 strikeouts. And that's it for June 28th, 1990. The Reds are 43-27. 43-27. And the Mets are 39-30. 39-30. And this is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Remember to join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group. Like and subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys very, very soon. Try out some fall classic baseball.